Hi there, folks. It's beautiful today in Ottawa. It's so bright and the temperature's in double digits. So I couldn't resist just sitting in my patio and making this video. So yesterday I had one of the most, um, I can't even explain how it was, but one of the most unexpected experiences of my life. Yesterday I did my past life regression, and it's a topic that I've always been intrigued about. And it was about 6 or 7 years ago when I heard about it the first time. And to be honest, for the longest time in my life, I was intrigued by who I was in the past life, and I was always interested in knowing who I was and where I was. But it was sort of scary for me. Like I never thought I would actually. Oops, kind of gets windy at times. So I never actually thought I would, jump into it, because I'd heard that it's sort of a delicate process, and you don't know how you're going to react to it. You don't know what sort of an emotional or spiritual reaction you're going to have about it. And then I was actually taking a course. I did my past life regression course, which also makes me certified to do past life regression on others. And the reason why I wanted to do past life regression in the recent times was to sort of heal some of those unexplained blockages that I had emotionally. Like, for example, ever since I was a little girl, I have always been having trust issues. And those were really unexplained to my parents, even because, personally speaking, I had an extremely secure childhood. My parents, like, they're celebrating their 30th anniversary next year. We've had a very safe, very secure and extremely assuring childhood, where we had been surrounded by loving parents who loved each other, and there were no, like, sort of turbulences in our childhood. My parents had a very harmonious marriage, and I would always think, like, where are these trust issues coming from? Why do I seem to doubt every single thing, including myself? Like, self-doubt has been one of the most challenging aspects of my spiritual journey, and I'm still healing them. Like, I'm still healing my self-doubt issues, but it was trust issues about everything. And it was trust issues. It was at times being too hard on myself. So I decided that maybe I could try past life, just to see if this was something to do with my previous lifetimes. And I was actually kind of scared throughout the course, because it's this extensive course where we are prepared for our final past life regression, which is a guided regression by Sal Jade, who's a spiritual healer, and she's the best-selling uh, instructor on Udemy. So I was quite anxious before I actually went ahead and did it. Obviously, it was such an enriching experience because I had my angels with me. I could actually see Archangel Michael and Archangel Uriel and Archangel Raphael, who I had called in especially because he is a physical healer, and I wanted him to keep me safe, because I do have some ongoing health issues, not very serious ones, but I am on medication, which was quite scary for me to do past life regression on. But it was smooth sailing. It was something that I had never expected. Obviously, someone who's always been interested in history and watched documentaries and movies on history and read so many books, I thought my past life regression is going to be quite dramatic, and in which I I would be actually some sort of a mystical creature or a witch, to be honest, which I do think I was in some of my other lifetimes, perhaps. But in this one, and it was the least dramatic ever, and it was the most real. Like, it sort of answered so many questions for me. It definitely addressed my need for support. Like, I feel extremely anxious about not being supported by those around me. My trust issues got addressed in my past life regression. It was also my fear of embarrassment, my fear of being insulted in a crowd, which was again extremely unexplained for me because I didn't have those sort of experiences in my childhood, and it was always a matter of great surprise for me. Those got addressed as well, and of course, in my past life, I saw that I was not a witch or a mythical, but I was actually a fortune teller. And it was so weird because, I mean, I don't want to get into the details of it because past life regression is something that is so private to your own experience that I don't want to. I really don't want you guys to think that this is how it should be. It's a very private experience. It's different for everyone, but it sort of took me to some places that I never thought would appear. I saw some people I never knew, or like completely different than what I had imagined, and least dramatic or least theatrical. But what I did see was that I was a fortune teller, and I ended up telling harsh truths about someone, and they ended up insulting me, like in a crowd, which sort of led to me being banished from that place. And that probably has gotten to do with so much of my worry and my fear of separation and my trust issues, because as I was in my past life, I ended up searching for some people who I thought were in my support, and they never ended up talking. So I thought it would be a very sad experience for me, but it was not, because it really answered a lot of my questions, and it sort of laid a foundation to my healing process even more. And perhaps because I am now in this, I'm already on this great journey of spiritual ascension, that probably I was able to take past life regression better than what I would a few years ago. But meditation and spiritual practices and rituals have definitely aided my process of trying to clear my emotional blocks and my spiritual blocks through past life regression. So I would definitely suggest, if you are a healer, if you're planning to be a spiritual instructor or a healer or a metaphysical guide, a past life regression can really, really help clear blockages, or at least help you be aware of those blockages and where they're coming from, in order for you to be able to heal them in your own way. So I also had my crystals around me. I was basically, I kept my kyanite and my black tourmaline and my smoky quartz just right beside me for extra protection. I also had my incense. I love frankincense, so I had frankincense, and I also had candles lit along with my oracle cards being around me. So it was a lot of protection that I had, and a lot of support. I could feel my angels around me while I was on the journey. So yeah, it was an extremely enriching and extremely unforgettable experience for me, my first ever past life regression. And I was a bit emotional, as I narrated it to my husband afterward, like just to share with him, and I told him so many connections. And interestingly, we, like, my wonderful instructor, the one who guided me throughout my past life regression, had told me that you would want to, once your regression is done, you would want to pick a card, one of my oracle cards, and it synchronized so well. Like, it was surprising, but I picked up the oracle card walking away, and it sort of resonated so perfectly with my experience just a few minutes before I picked it up, that I did have quite an emotional experience after. So past life regressions can be immensely healing, but of course, like, before you actually do it, you need to really need to assess whether you're physically capable of doing them, if you're on medication, and all the nitty-gritties of it. So even if you do want to get into it, you want to try past life regression, you definitely want to do it with a guide, with a wonderful guide. Sal Jade and her past life regression courses are amazing, and I would definitely recommend those, because I have done it myself. So yeah, I mean, go for it if you want to heal some of your past life blockages and spiritual blockages, in order to enhance your experience as a healer and as a psychic. So yeah, if you do like my videos, definitely subscribe, like my videos, and if you do have any feedback or any commentaries to me, please do so in the comments below. So I'm gonna head out now, enjoy the sun for a bit, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day or an evening or night, wherever you guys are in part of the world.